My problem is when people are falsely putting out that they are this unstoppable, unbelievable musician when they're not. I know 2 examples recently of drummers that got hired off of their Instagram for live work, and both of them got fired. Here's my dilemma. If you're American, you say dilemma. 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 I've been making these videos about the drummers who are doctoring their footage, their drum footage. I've only done a few. Done the big ones. And the mixed responses go from anything from, so glad you're doing this needs to be called out, all the way to, you're just a fucking hater, kill yourself. Now, that one is true, but not for what. That's not why I'm doing this. The whole reason behind this thing that we do, the Natty or Not series, which I need to think of a better name because that's very gym related. Some people come to the channel based on gym stuff and they're like, what the fuck? It's just a guy playing drums. Why would he be juicing? If you don't know, because quite a lot of people say, what does Natty mean? In the sports performance world, natty or natural means not using steroids or performance enhancing drugs, and unnatural would be using steroids. So what I've done, clever man, is I am using that with drum playthroughs and guitar playthroughs. I just haven't roasted any of them yet. So if someone's editing, quantizing, sampling, not triggering, and not playing double strokes, I don't really care about those. I'll just mention those. They're still natural. But if someone's quantizing or using excessive sample replacement, or both, always both, then we call them not natty, as if they are juicing. They're juicing their performance. The reason that I do this, talking with my hands quite a lot today, not very like me. The reason I put them away now, put them in my pocket, sit on them. The reason, I'll get to the point, I'm doing this, is because I think it is not good for the general drumming community to have the majority of drum playthroughs that are out there have, hands are back, have doctored audio. It's not me being a hater, it's just the facts. There are obviously people that don't do it, but a lot of the ones, usually the ones that get the most traction, are quantized, which means every single beat is snapped to the grid like a drum machine, and sample replaced. So it means that every hit, you could do a blast beat that goes do, 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 and it goes bang, 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 bang. Right? The vast majority of the playthroughs that are out there, the ones that get all the traction, the big views, are doctored like that. In an ideal world, there would just be a disclaimer. There should be a way where us as drummers could come together to make a disclaimer, and guitarists, all musicians, make a disclaimer, or even just a word. You know, like, drum playthrough should be drum play along. If you're playing along to the mixed, mastered, edited CD version track, it should be called like a play along or something. There should be a different word. I don't know what it is. Because I'm fine with it, because some people want to see just like a movie. The shit that happens in a movie isn't real, but you want to watch it for entertainment value. My issue comes with this perception, almost like when models airbrush and pull their waist into like ratios that can't physically happen and stuff like that. You get predominantly young kids who get used to that unrealistic body image and it makes them feel like shit. And that happens with drumming. Some people will never ever... there will be very few humans on earth that will ever be able to play like that Infinite Annihilator drum playthrough that is 100% quantized. There is a philosophical debate here, which is if you raise the perception to an unbelievable level, people do rise to that level and people do get better. Alex Rudinger, the whole reason he's as good as he is because he didn't know that drum editing existed and he just tried to get as tight as CDs. Almost every death metal, any music really, there are exceptions, will be edited completely to the grid. So I've got no problem with editing. My problem is when people are falsely putting out that they are this unstoppable, unbelievable musician when they're not. I know 2 examples recently of drummers that got hired off of their Instagram for live work, and both of them got fired. Their Instagrams heavily quantized, sample replaced. Even the bands were fooled by it because your eyes see. You can't possibly see at the same speed as the sound. There's a disconnect in the brain, so it's really easy to fake these things. And both of them got fired. I'm not going to tell you who. Now, my dilemma is, do I continue to do this? Because it's 2022 coming up. I could go further because I haven't done any of the big ones. I haven't done any of the big fakies. And there's even some videos that I watch and I notice that it's fake, and I'm like, I don't really want to shit on this kid because he's definitely good at the drums. So I want you to tell me in the comments, in the chat, we're on twitch.tv/Renlord right now, should I just leave it? Because I don't really make any money off YouTube because all of the videos are copyrighted anyway. So actually the person who made the music gets the money. Should I just leave it? Because it annoys me when people go around drum playthroughs and leave comments as if I've sent it, like I've sent a little army. On the flip side, I do also feel like the more people are armed with this knowledge, the less people will do it, the more people will strive to be incredibly good at the drums, and most playthroughs will be more real. I personally, if you want to know why I think this is relevant, I personally, when I was in the Heart Machine, the playthroughs I did at that time were quantized and were sample replaced, like every other fucking thing in that band, right? And later on, it really got to me that people would leave comments on those videos. Oh, you're amazing. Oh, you're a machine. Whatever. And it would really, I've already got imposter syndrome, and I would just get even worse imposter syndrome. I would just get really down about it. Even some of my old Instagram, like old Instagram videos, I tidied them up. Everyone fucking did it. Everyone does it. Then one day I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to do this. Around the same time, Internal Atomics came out. Had a bit of a fucking loopy moment regardless. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to play. I think I did 3 playthroughs for Internal Atomics, and they were all pretty fucking tight, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to clean them up, I'm putting them up. And then since then, I've sort of got addicted to that, and everything I do now is natural. Whether or not it's good or bad, people on Twitch have seen me play bad a million times. If I do a playthrough video now, it takes me 100 takes to get one that I want the whole single thing up. That's a me thing. I get why people are doing the edited thing. It gets more views. But what do? Do I stop? Do I go harder? What about the youngish kids who are doing it and they are faking it, but you can clearly see they're pretty good at the drums? Do I get them? I don't want to ruin anyone's day, but at the same time, they're probably ruining more people's day. Let me know. Comments, Twitch chat. What do we do?